Cameron, leaving Sirius XM, just got done with the Max B interview. Max B had the NY streets flooded. Jimmy acting like he can't see the water rise.
Man, these niggas go back like 40 years. When you hear that, you definitely didn't come home. What's the energy? Because I'm going to keep it 100. Yo, Killer, I got to talk to the governor in Jersey.
Yeah, the
Yo, once I
mayor.
speak to the mayor in East Brunswick, I'm coming up. It was, like I said, you just got to switch the mindset.
Max B coming home. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No.
Max B stepped out of those prison gates and you could feel the city shift immediately. The energy was intense, the streets were buzzing, and everyone was watching every move. But Jim Jones, he couldn't hide it. He jumped online, calling the celebration stupid and trying to paint Max B as a flop. Which is wild, because didn't Jim throw just as big a party when Mel got out? The flip was obvious, and the streets noticed instantly. But that wasn't even the craziest part. Max B recently chopped it up with Cameron and Maze, and things got heated. Cam straight up said Jim is still scared of Max B, even after all these years. Not annoyed, not impressed, straight up shook. That one line lit the internet on fire. Now everyone's asking the same question. Why does Max B's freedom still rattle Jim like this? So we have to rewind and really break it down. Why is Jim acting like this right now? And why does Max B touching freedom feel like a threat? To understand that, you need to know who Max B really is. His influence runs way deeper than most people realize, and the story starts long before prison. Max B, real name Charlie Wingate, is one of those artists who, the deeper you dig, the more you see he helped define an entire era. Born and raised in Harlem, he came up in the early 2000s as part of Jim Jones' Bird Gang movement. But here's the thing most forget. Max wasn't just another rapper in the crew. He stood out immediately. He brought a loose, melodic sing-rap style that nobody in New York was doing at the time. That wavy, half-sung, half-floating sound, way ahead of its time. It's the blueprint that A$AP Rocky later turned into mainstream hits. Max laid that foundation years before it was cool. Even haters had to admit he was different. Max was dropping mixtapes non-stop, Million Dollar Baby, the Public Domain series, and Coke Wave with French Montana. All of them turned into cult classics. No major label push, no radio love, yet the influence was undeniable. Other rappers studied him quietly. Many openly admitted borrowing his melodies and flows before they even got started. But in 2006, just as things were lining up, it all collapsed. Max got tied to a robbery that changed his life forever, and the details? Still wild. On September 22, 2006, Max's ex, Gina Conway, told him about a man named Alan Plynn flashing serious cash. Instead of letting it go, Max made a fatal call. He sent his stepbrother, Kelvin Lowe, to handle the job and told Gina to ride along. They rolled up to Plynn's hotel room at a Holiday Inn in Fort Lee, New Jersey, ready to secure the bag. Gina knocked, and a woman named Giselle Nave answered. She said Plynn was asleep, but that's when it all went sideways. Kelvin pulled a gun and took control of the room. Giselle was held at gunpoint while Gina duct-taped her. Clothes everywhere, bags torn open, no money. They woke Plynn, taped him down, and pressed him for cash. When he said there was none, Kelvin forced him to call his partner, David Taylor, to bring it. And when Taylor showed up, chaos erupted. Fists flew, the gun went off, and David Taylor was killed instantly. After the chaos, Gina grabbed Giselle's purse and took $800 from Taylor's pockets, while Kelvin snatched his watch. That's it. That's what they destroyed their futures over. Gas, a little cash, a couple of accessories. Once they fled, they reported everything to hotel staff, and just like that, the case spiraled. Max B's entire trajectory flipped overnight. A career that shaped the New York sound, frozen in time. Now that he's free again, it's clear some people never stopped feeling threatened by him. When the police stormed the room, they caught everything live. One man was literally trying to stash nearly $30,000 in cash. He didn't even get a chance to hide it. Officers watched him shuffle the money, and it landed him charges immediately. Sloppy, panicked. That one moment sealed so much of what came next. A few days later, Gina was arrested, and she folded instantly. She told detectives everything. Max's name, Kelvin's role, the full plan, step by step, no hesitation. Not long after, Max and Kelvin were both arrested. Max faced a $2 million bail, making it clear the system wasn't playing. By 2009, Gina took a plea deal for manslaughter and armed robbery, facing up to 18 years in exchange for testifying. That same year, Max and Kelvin's trial began. On June 9, 2009, the verdict dropped. Both were convicted on 9 out of 11 charges, including felony murder. The damage was done. Max was sentenced to 75 years. Kelvin, life plus 35. Gina is 15 years. Old Max fought, filing appeals and challenging the ruling. But by August 2012, the court shut it down. 75 years stayed locked in. Then, in 2016, everything changed. Max B's conviction was thrown out after it was revealed his original lawyer had a serious conflict of interest. Suddenly, there was a real opening. After pleading guilty to aggravated manslaughter, his sentence was reduced to 20 years. His future finally shifted. Fast forward to November, Max B touched freedom after nearly 16 years behind bars. Friends and family were waiting, including French Montana, who posted a viral video welcoming him home, calling him my brother on his birthday. The internet felt that moment. Now let's get into the messy part, Max B and Jim Jones. People close to the situation have been speaking, and the truth is messy. Some admit they underestimated Max early on. Others say Jim saw the vision before anyone else. But there's no denying that Max wasn't just hanging around. With Bird Gang and Dipset, he was putting in real work, writing hooks, shaping verses, structuring records. Some say he even influenced major hits like We Fly High. While Max was locked up, the narrative around his role got twisted. Stories were being told without him there to defend himself. People questioned how things went wrong and who was to blame. Some thought the blame landed unfairly. Others felt the pressure from fans demanding answers. That's exactly why Max B's return hit so hard today. There were shows where Jim was making real bags, while Max walked away with a couple of $100. And for Max, this wasn't just about money, it was about respect. He said Jim never treated him like an equal. Even though Max was carrying a massive creative load behind the scenes, that disrespect kept piling up. Eventually, he decided he was done. Max walked away from Bird Gang completely, knowing he deserved more. After leaving, Max linked up with French Montana, and that's when things really shifted. Together, they started dropping music that didn't hide anything. The tracks made it clear who helped build the sounds and where the influence came from. It was loud, public, and intentional. Jim Jones, of course, told a different story, claiming he never blocked Max's money and that he was just moving how his mentors taught him. But he left out one key detail. Jim didn't willingly give Max's publishing back. Max had to take him to court, and the court forced Jim to return it. That speaks volumes. Cameron has always stood with Max. He openly said Jim has a pattern of trying to control situations and take credit for work he didn't fully create. Cam admitted he originally planned to sign Max before Bird Gang did, but he didn't catch the vision fast enough. That single moment changed everything. Even after all the history, Max and Cam stayed solid. When Max came home, he sat down with Cam and Maze for an interview. And here's the wild part. They didn't even mention Jim Jones. The conversation stayed focused on Harlem, Max's time inside, and what he wanted to build next. No drama. Meanwhile, Jim couldn't keep his emotions in check. He jumped online, throwing shade, calling the celebration pointless, trying to clown Max like he wasn't a key piece of Dipset's legacy. That reaction told the entire story without him realizing it. Max being free brought back every uncomfortable question. Who really wrote what? Who carried the sound? Who built the wave? The second Max stepped into the light, those conversations resurfaced, and Jim knew it. Fans noticed immediately. Old interviews, old credits, old moments were dug up fast. The internet remembered just how much Max B contributed to the sound Jim built his image on. The discomfort set in, because a free Max means those conversations aren't fading this time. Max is moving forward, leveling up, living life again. Jim, meanwhile, looks stuck, replaying the same cycle. Then Cameron dropped the line that set the internet on fire. Jim is still scared of Max B after all these years. No jokes, no sarcasm, just facts. Clips started flying. Fans pulled up footage where Jim dodged questions or brushed off Max's name. The history spoke for itself. When Max started getting attention, Jim wasn't ready for someone in his own camp to shine that bright. Now that Max is free, the same pressure is back. Except this time, Max isn't the same man. He's calmer, smarter, focused, and confident. Every time he speaks, it shows. Jim keeps downplaying it, but people can see through that. The timing, the tone, the slick little shots, it all feels like someone defending a position they don't feel secure in anymore. Max being home forces the truth back into the spotlight. Who really created what? Who deserved credit? And when someone like Cameron, who was actually there, says Jim's been uneasy around Max's name for years, it hits different. This isn't internet gossip, it's history repeating itself. That's first-hand history right there. The wild part? Max isn't even pushing the drama. His presence alone shakes the room. He doesn't have to say much. Meanwhile, Jim is still carrying something heavy. When Mays asked him recently if he could finally let the past go, Jim straight up said no, without explaining further. You could see it strike a nerve instantly. The comments section went wild. Some fans think Jim still has PTSD from the days Max ran wild online, dissing non-stop and bringing up old situations. Others argue that Jim only talks like this because Max isn't standing in front of him, that if they actually saw each other, healing could happen. Those fans believe the love is still there. They say Jim feels hurt, not just by Max, but by Cam too. And they admit Jim played a role in hurting Max first. That single comment sparked debates all night long. So now the questions are you. Can they really move past all this, or is their history too deep to fix? The situation runs way deeper than most fans realize.